Namaste. Today we are going to start the new chapter, Understanding Quadrilaterals. So before going with the definition of quadrilaterals, let us recall the basic terms which are required for defining the quadrilateral. So in our daily life we have come across various plane surfaces such as a notebook or the top of a desk or pencil box. These models have a plane surfaces. So here a plane figure formed by joining a number of points without lifting a pencil from the paper and without retracing any portion of the drawing other than the single point is called a curve. But remember, in general, the word curve means which is not a straight line. But in mathematics, a curve is nothing but even a straight line also. So types of curve, we have two types of curve. One is open curve and the another is closed curve. Open curve in the sense starting from one point and ending in the another point is called open curve, whereas closed curve means starting from one point and ending in the same point with a closed manner. So these are the examples for the open curve and the closed curve. So the next topic is polygons. A simple closed curve made up of any number of line segments is called a polygon. Polygon is nothing but a closed figure which are made up of line segments, not a continuous curve. Line segments. A simple closed curve made up of only the line segments is called polygon. This is very important, children. Polygon is nothing but a closed curve, not an open curve. It is a closed curve made up of only the line segments, not the arcs. Only the line segments is called a polygon. So an example we can give a triangle or any curve like this which is closed and made up of line segments, and we can give this also as an example for the polygon, means closed curve, simple closed curve which are made up of only the line segments is called the polygon. Now types of polygons. Polygons have been classified by depending on the number of sides or the number of vertices. So if a polygon is having 3 number of sides or 3 vertices, we can call it is a triangle. Or if a polygon having 4 number of sides or 4 vertices, we can call it as a quadrilateral. Or if the polygon is having 5 number of sides, we can call it as a pentagon. If 6 sides or 6 vertices, we can call it as hexagon. 7 heptagon. 8 octagon. 9 sides or 9 vertices, we can call it as nonagon. 10 sides or 10 vertices, we can call it as decagon. If there are more than 10 or less than it, simply we can call it as a polygon with depending on the number of sides. So if a polygon is having 3 sides or 3 vertices, we call it as triangle. Same way 4 sides quadrilateral, 5 sides pentagon, 6 sides hexagon, 7 sides heptagon, 8 sides octagon, 9 sides nonagon and 10 sides decagon. But keep remember, minimum to say polygon of a closed figure we required 3 sides or 3 vertices. So and the least one number of sides or vertices we call it as polygon called as triangle. So minimum we required 3 sides or 3 vertices to make a closed figure polygon called as triangle. Adjacent sides, vertices and diagonals of a polygon. Adjacent sides. Any 2 sides with a common end point are called the adjacent sides of a polygon. So if I take line segment AB, then for the line segment AB, AE is the adjacent side or BC is the adjacent side. If I go with AB with AE, then having a common vertex is called A. If I go with AB with the BC, then common vertex will be B. Those two sides are said to be adjacent sides. If I go with CD, then for CD the adjacent side will be either DE or it will be CB. If it is DE, then D will be the common vertex. If it is CB, then C will be the common vertex. Then adjacent vertices. The end points of the same side of a polygon are called as the adjacent vertices. Means if I take vertex C, then for the vertex C the adjacent vertices will be either B or D. If I go with vertex E, for vertex E the adjacent vertices will be either A or D. Then these are said to be adjacent vertices. Then diagonal. Diagonal is a line segment connecting two non-consecutive vertices of a polygon. If I go with D as a vertex, then the other adjacent vertices will be E and C. Then leaving these two vertices, the other vertices will be the non-consecutive vertices. So joining from the given vertex to the non-consecutive vertex, then these are said to be diagonals for the polygon. If I go with the vertex C, then B and D are the adjacent vertices. So leaving B and D, the other vertices are A and E. Then this A and E are said to be non-consecutive vertices. Then joining with these lines are said to be the diagonals for the given polygon. Now moving to convex and concave polygons. So before going with the convex and concave polygons, first we have to know the interiors and exteriors of a curve. Interiors of a curve in the sense, if a point lying inside the given figure, then it is said to be interior of the curve. If the point lying outside the curve or the figure, then it is said to be exterior of the curve. If the point is lying on the curve, then it is said to be boundary of the curve. The point lying on the curve or the boundary of the curve. Now we'll move with the convex and concave polygons. So first, convex polygon. A polygon is a convex polygon if the line segment joining any 2 points inside the figure, then the polygon is said to be convex polygon. And inconvex polygons have no portion of their diagonals in their exterior. Concave polygons. Polygons which are not convex are called concave polygons. Here are the examples for convex polygons and concave polygons. You can observe in the convex polygons, the diagonals can be joined. The diagonals which are formed are inside the figures or inside the polygons. Then such polygons we can call it as convex polygons. Whereas in the concave polygons, the diagonals lie outside the polygon. Then such polygons we call it as concave polygons. In this figure, the diagonal lies outside. Even in this figure, the diagonal lies outside, exterior. Here also the diagonal lies in the exterior. So here also the diagonal lies in the exterior. Here also the diagonal lies in the exterior. Therefore, even a single diagonal, if it lies exterior of the polygon, then it is said to be concave polygons. If all the diagonals lies within a polygon, then such polygons we call it as convex polygons. Hope it is clear now. Next, regular polygons. A polygon having all sides and all angles equal is called a regular polygon, where all measure of sides are equal and all measure of angles are equal to each other. Then such polygon we call it as regular polygon. A regular polygon is both equiangular and also equilateral. So example, we can say square. In square we know that all sides are equal and all angles equal to 90 degree. Then the question arises, is a rectangle a regular polygon? No, rectangle is not a regular polygon. Though all angles are equal to 90 degree, But in rectangle we don't find all sides are equal. Therefore, rectangle is not considered as a regular polygon. The other example for regular polygon I can give as equilateral or equiangular, the triangle. If triangle all measure sides are equal, then we know that it is equilateral triangle. If all measure of angles are equal, then it is equiangular. Therefore, equilateral triangle and equiangular triangle are said to be a regular polygons. Even a square is also a regular polygon. Then angle sum property of a quadrilateral. We know that angle sum property of a triangle, that is angle sum property of a triangle is equal to 180 degree. Then what will be the angle sum property of a quadrilateral? We need to check it. But before going that, let us recall the definition of a quadrilateral. What is the definition of a quadrilateral? A quadrilateral is a simple closed convex polygon made up of 4 line segments is nothing but a quadrilateral. Let me recall the definition of quadrilateral. A simple closed convex polygon made up of only the line segments, or a closed figure with 4 line segments. What figure? Convex polygon of 4-sided polygon is nothing but a quadrilateral. Now we have to know angle sum property of a quadrilateral. So here the quadrilateral is taken ABCD, and let me mark the angles here. So this is angle 1, angle 2, angle 3 and angle 4, angle 5, angle 6. So by taking the quadrilateral ABCD and one of the diagonal is joined, you can see the diagonal is lying within the quadrilateral, therefore it is said to be a convex quadrilateral. Okay, then the diagonal, joining the diagonal makes that figure into 2 triangles. Then apply the property of angle sum property of a triangle and find the angle sum property of a quadrilateral. So in triangle ABC, you can see this triangle I have taken and the angles lying are 1, 2 and 3. Therefore angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 equal to 180 degree. That is ASP of triangle. Next, if I go with this triangle, that is in triangle ACD, angle 6 plus angle 5 plus angle 4 equal to 180 degree. That is ASP of triangle. Now sum up both the equations, that is equation 1, equation 2. Add equation 1 and 2. Then angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 plus angle 6 plus angle 5 plus angle 4. All the left hand sides are added. Now add up the right hand side. 180 degree plus 180 degree. Angle 1 has a pair with the angle 6. So angle 1 plus angle 6 plus angle 2 plus angle 3. Along with angle 3 we have angle 4. So I'll rearrange this. Angle 4 plus angle 5 equal to 360 degree. We know that sum of angle 1 and angle 6 equal to angle A, plus angle 2 is nothing but angle B, plus angle 3 and angle 4 sum makes angle C, plus angle 5 is nothing but angle D is equal to 360 degree. Therefore, sum of all angles in a quadrilateral gives 360 degree. How sum of all angles in a triangle gives 180? The same way sum of all angles in a quadrilateral is equal to 360 degree. Now let us know angle sum property of a pentagon. What is meant by pentagon? Pentagon is nothing but a polygon having 5 sides or 5 vertices is nothing but a pentagon. So here the pentagon is drawn A, B, C, D, E, and from one vertex, that is A, the 2 diagonals are drawn. So joining 2 diagonals makes 3 triangles here. We'll apply the same concept what we have applied for angle sum property of a quadrilateral to find the angle sum property of a pentagon. So here 3 triangles. First let me consider the triangle ABC. So in triangle ABC, angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 equal to 180 degree, ASP of triangle. Now let me go with the another triangle called ACD. So in triangle ACD, angle 9 plus angle 4 plus the other angle is 5. So angle 5 equal to 180 degree. Reason, ASP of triangle. So this you call it as equation 1 and this you call it as equation 2. The another triangle is ADE. So in triangle ADE, what are the angles come across in this triangle? That is 8, angle 7 and angle 6. So angle 6 plus angle 7 plus angle 8 equal to 180 degree. Reason, ASP of triangle, call it as equation 3. So adding up all the triangles we get a pentagon. Therefore add equation 1, 2 and 3. So in left hand side of equation we have angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3, and in equation 2 we have angle 9 plus angle 4 plus angle 5 plus angle 6 plus angle 7 plus angle 8. So 180 degree plus 180 degree plus 180 degree. So with angle 1 we have angle 9, angle 8 to become vertex A. So angle 1 plus angle 9 plus angle 8. So these all three terms I have rearranged. Next plus angle 2. Angle 2 we have here individual. Next plus with angle C we have 3 and 4. So angle 3 plus angle 4. These two are rearranged again. This all finished. Plus angle 5 we have 5 with 6. So angle 5 plus angle 6 plus and with angle 7. So all the angles were rearranged. And a 180 plus 180 plus 180 is nothing but 540 degree. So angle 1 plus angle 9 plus angle 8, all grouping of three angles we get vertex A. Angle A plus with angle 2 we have only the letter called angle B, plus with 3 and 4 we have vertex C, plus with 5 and 6 we have vertex D, therefore angle D, plus with 7 we have angle E is equal to 540 degree. That is sum of all angles in a pentagon. Sum of all angles in a pentagon is 540 degree. How we have sum of all angles in a triangle is 180 degree. The same way sum of all angles in a quadrilateral is 360 degree. The same way we have sum of all angles in a pentagon is 540 degree. So by observing sum of all angles in triangle 180 degree, sum of all angles in a quadrilateral 360 degree, and sum of all angles in a pentagon is 540 degree. Therefore in general there is a formula. If there is a polygon of n sides, we can divide it into n minus 2 triangles with a common vertex. Then the sum of interior angles of the polygon would be n minus 2 into 180 degree. Let me write that sentence. So here two notes are given. One note is the sum of interior angles of a polygon. He spoke here only with the polygon, means it can be a regular polygon or it can be a it cannot be a regular polygon also. Then the sum of interior angles of a polygon is n minus 2 into 180 degree. Here n stands for number of sides. Suppose if I take a triangle consists of 3 sides. Then 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. Then 1 into 180 equal to 180 degree. We know the sum of angles in a triangle is 180 degree. If I go with the quadrilateral, what we have proved, okay, it consists of how many sides? 4 sides. Then 4 minus 2. 4 minus 2 is nothing but 2. Then 2 into 180 degree equal to 360 degree, means it gives the number of triangles can be formed with the given polygon. Next, each angle of a regular polygon of n sides would be. Regular polygon, here he speaks about regular polygon, then each angle of a regular polygon would be n minus 2 into 180 degree divided by n. To find the each angle of a regular polygon, we have to substitute here the number of sides, which should be subtracted with the 2, then into 180 divided by number of sides. If I go with the square, as we know that the square consists of 4 sides, because we know that regular polygon and a quadrilateral is square. So if I take square consisting of 4 sides, then 4 minus 2 equal to 2 into 180 degree. We know that 2 into 180 degree equal to 360 degree. 2 into 180 is 360, and number of sides divided by 360 divided by 4 again, because number of sides is 4. Then 360 divided by 4 is nothing but 90 degree. So if I take square, we know that square consists of 4 sides. 4 minus 2 into 180 degree divided by n. N is nothing but again number of sides, that is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 into 180 divided by 4. Then if I do cancellation, 2 ones are 2 twos are, then 2 ones are 2 nines are 0. That is each angle in a square is 90 degree. We know that in square each angle is 90 degree. But this formula can be applied only for regular polygons, not for all kind of polygons, only regular polygons. We know that 3-sided regular polygon is equilateral or equiangular triangle. 4-sided regular polygon is square. 5-sided regular polygon is regular pentagon. Simply we should not write pentagon, regular pentagon. 6-sided polygon is regular hexagon. 7-sided polygon is regular heptagon. 8-sided polygon, regular octagon. 9-sided polygon, regular nanogon. 10-sided polygon, regular decagon. This formula is applied only for regular polygons, that too to find each angle within a polygon. That is, each angle of a regular polygon of n sides is n minus 2 into 180 divided by n. Some of the measures of the exterior angles of a polygon. Exterior angles. Exterior angles means angles forming outside the quadrilateral or outside the polygon, any polygon, not only the quadrilateral. Here I have taken only the example for quadrilateral. Any polygon, you can go with the triangle, you can go with quadrilateral or pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, octagon, nanogon, decagon, any kind of polygon. Its exterior angle forming. How many vertices we have, so many exterior angles will get from the polygon. Sum of all these exterior angles is always equal to 360 degree. So any kind of polygon, their exterior angles sum up. If you do, we will get 360 degree. How it is? You can go for linear pair applying here. 4 plus a, b plus 1 and 2 plus c and 3 plus d. You add up all these linear pairs, then you will get exterior angle of any polygon is 360 degree. Now we'll go solving worksheet 1 by having all these ideas. So first question, find the sum of interior angles of hexagon ABCDEF by dividing it into triangles. We have formula to find sum of interior angles, that is n minus 2 into 180 degree. But here in this question he is asking us to find the interior angles of hexagon by dividing it into triangles. So here we need to draw the triangles. I'll keep one vertex constant and I'll start drawing the diagonals. So here we can find, we are obtaining 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. So with the 4 triangles we need to find the sum of interior angles of a hexagon. So for one triangle, the ASP is 180 degree. Then for 4 triangles, the sum of angles will be 4 into 180 degree. So 18 4s are 72 with 0. So 720 degree. So I can write the sum of interior angles of a hexagon, any kind of hexagon, either it can be a regular hexagon or non-regular hexagon, HEXA, hexagon is 720 degree. Or you can go with the other method also, that is by marking the angles, angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5 and all. So instead of going with the lengthy process, I have done here in the short way. Find the sum of interior angles of a polygon of given number of sides by using the formula n minus 2 into 180 degrees. So we need to find sum of interior angles of a polygon by using the formula n minus 2 into 180 degree. We know that n stands for number of sides, which is already given in the first question. Therefore, to find the solution, then sum of angles equal to sum of interior angles, not exterior, interior angles. Sum of interior angles equal to 12 minus 2 into 180 degree. We know that 12 minus 2 is 10 into 180 degree. Then we'll get 18 ones are 18 with followed with 2 zeros, that is 1800 degree. If I go with the second question, it is given 9 sides. 9 sides, then sum of interior angles, sum of interior angles equal to 9 minus 2 into 180 degree. 9 minus 2 is 7. 7 into 180 degree. Then 18 sevens is 126 and this 0 as it is. So 1260 degree. Then third question given is about 22 sides. 22 sides. Then sum of interior angle equal to n minus 2 into 180 degree. Then n value is 22 minus 2 into 180 degree. 22 minus 2 is 20 into 180 degree. We know that 18 to 36 and followed with 2 zeros, that is 3600 degree. This is how we need to solve when they are asking us to find the sum of angles of a polygon with the given number of sides. Now I'll move to the third main. Find the measure of each angle of a regular octagon. We need to find each angle of a regular octagon. Therefore, solution octagon is nothing but 8 sides. So, measure of each angle. Each angle is equal to, we know that n minus 2 into 180 degree divided by n. That too, what kind of polygon it is? Regular polygon. So for regular polygon we have to find, we have a formula for each angle, right? That is nothing but n minus 2 into 180 degree divided by n. Then substitute the value of n. N is nothing but sides. 8 minus 2 into 180 degree divided by 8, which is nothing but 6 into 180 degree divided by 8. Then 2 4s are 2 9s are 18, 0 as it is. Then 2 2s are 2 3s are, then 2 1s are 2 45s are. Then which equal to 3 into 45 degree. Then multiply 3 5s 15, 4 3s 12, 13. That is, each angle of regular octagon is 135 degree. How we have each angle of square or in each angle of rectangle 90 degree, the same way here we have each angle of regular octagon is 135 degree. So each angle of regular octagon is 135 degree. Now let me move to the fourth question, children. Fourth question. 4 angles of a pentagon are 100 degree, 175 degree, 85 degree and 75 degree. Find the fifth angle. We know that penta is nothing but 5 sides polygon. 5 sides polygon is said to be a pentagon. Right? So here all the 4 sides measuring is given and fifth side measuring is not, fifth angle measuring is not given. All the 5 measuring of angles are given. Fifth angle is not given. is asking us to find out. As we know that sum of angles of a pentagon is 540 degree. By applying that ASP of pentagon, we can find the fifth angle. So let the fifth angle be X, then 100 degree plus 175 degree plus 85 degree plus 75 degree plus fifth angle is X, which equal to 540 degree, because sum of angles of a pentagon, because we know that penta is nothing but 5 sides or 5 vertices. Sum of angles of a pentagon is 540 degree. Then add up and find the value of X. Then X equal to 540 minus sum of all these angles is 435. Then X equal to 540 minus 435 is 105 degree. Therefore, the fifth angle is 105. Therefore, the fifth angle measure is 105 degree. Now let me move to fifth question. Find the measure of X in the given figure. First you find where the X is. Yes, X is lying in the exterior of the polygon. What kind of polygon it is? Pentagon, right? And this X is lying in the exterior of pentagon. So we have to apply exterior angle sum property of any polygon. We know that exterior angle sum property of any polygon is 360 degree, whether it is pentagon, whether or quadrilateral or triangle or hexagon, whatever it may be. If we are finding the exterior angle, then angle sum of exterior angle is 360 degree. From that we can find the value of X in this. So solution, we know that sum of exterior angles of a polygon, any kind of polygon, is 360 degree. But whereas ASP, angle sum property of triangle is 180, angle sum property of quadrilateral is 360, angle sum property of pentagon is 540 degree and all. But if I speak about the exterior, whatever kind of polygon it is given, but exterior angles addition gives 360 degree. With that concept we can find the value of X here. So 100 degree plus, let me come from here to anti-clockwise, okay, 45 degree plus X plus 40 degree plus this angle is 65, okay, 65 degree equal to 360 degree. Then X plus addition of all these angles gives 250 degree equal to 360 degree. Then apply the linear concept. X equal to 360 degree minus 250 degree, then X equal to 110 degree. So we got the X value, children. This is how we need to find the variable. First we have to check whether the variable lies interior of the polygon or exterior of the polygon. If it is exterior of polygon, then the angle sum is 360. If it is interior polygon, first you have to confirm what kind of polygon it is. If it is a triangle, then ASP of triangle 180. If it is a quadrilateral, ASP of quadrilateral is 360. If it is a pentagon, ASP of pentagon is 540 degree. If it is hexagon, then ASP of hexagon is 720 degree, depending upon the number of sides or vertices. That is nothing but type of a polygon. So this completes worksheet 1 solving, children, and example 1, example 2 and example 3 are same kind of questions we have solved in worksheet 1. So applying that concept you can solve example 1, example 2 and example 3, children. So that completes your class by completion of worksheet 1. So in the next class we'll meet with the next concept, children. Thank you. Have a nice day, children.